There are lots of items out there that you can copy. But did you know, knowing which item you're using will increase your chances of winning? That's why in this video, I will teach you everything I know about these physical attack items. Let's start with the Demon Hunter Sword, which gives 35 physical attack and 25% attack speed. It deals an extra 8% damage based on the enemy's current HP. It also has a life cooldown. This item is good when facing with enemies that have a lot of HP. The main idea here is, the more HP my enemy has, the more damage I will exert. Which means that this item is very suitable when going against tanky heroes. Take note that building items should be based on the hero's nature. This item is suitable for those who are able to shoot a lot of basic attacks, and that is why a lot of marksman users pick this item. Corrosion Site gives 30 physical attack, 5% movement speed, and 35% attack speed. What I like about this item is that it makes your basic attack deal extra 80 physical damage and it will slow the target by 8%. Another feature of this item is that basic attacks will give you 6% extra attack speed for 3 seconds. These effects are stackable for up to 5 times. This item is very beneficial when going against enemies that doesn't have a lot of mobility. Being able to slow your enemies will not only allow you to deal more damage, but it will also enable you to kite them. For those who don't know, kiting is more like hit and not get hit. This item will also give you the opportunity to chase enemies, making it harder for them to run away. Golden Staff gives 55 physical attack and 15% attack speed. When you use this item, every 1% extra critical chance is converted into 1% extra attack speed. After every 2 basic attacks, the attack speed of the next basic attack will be doubled and it will trigger the attack against an additional 2 times. To make the explanation easier to understand, look at this item more like a basic attack of the sword. This item is best partnered with Demon Hunter Sword and Corrosion Site because it will make it easier to soften and slow down your enemies. I often use this trinity combo when fighting against tank type of heroes. Wind of Nature gives 30 physical attack, 20% attack speed, and 10% lifesteal. This item gives you another button you can press, which is this. Upon activation, you will be immune to all physical damage for 2 seconds, but for non-marksman heroes, it is only for 1 second. This item is best with marksman heroes. It is very effective when trying to cover assassins that has a lot of physical damage output. There are also times where this is not so effective. One example is when having to deal with magic type assassins. It is also important to keep in mind that this item doesn't grant you immunity from true damage. Wind Talker gives 40% attack speed, 20 movement speed, and 10% critical chance. The thing I like about this item is that every 5 to 2 seconds, it releases something like this which deals magic damage to the enemies. I think not only this item is good for enhancing your hero's attack speed, it is also good when facing against enemies that use conceal because this splash effect can possibly hit them. Huskclaw gives 30 physical attack, 20% attack speed, and 20% critical chance. What's unique about this item is that it gives 25% lifesteal. Whenever your strikes trigger a critical effect, your attack speed will add 20% for 2 seconds. In simpler terms, critical hits mean faster attacks. This item is good for marksman heroes that have a nature of critical effects. Berserker's Fury gives 65 physical attack and 25% critical chance. For its unique passive, it gives 40% critical damage and critical strikes grant 5% extra physical attack for 2 seconds. Basically, this item makes you deal more damage whenever you make a critical hit. This item is also best for heroes with critical chance nature. As you can see, Wind Talker, Huskclaw, and Berserker's Fury are also combo items. I prefer to use this one against squishy enemies and I avoid using it whenever my enemies have Vengeance spell because I would only end up killing myself. Great Dragon Spear gives 17 physical attack, 10% cooldown reduction, and 20% critical chance. This item is very good for heroes whose strength mainly relies on their ultimate. Because after casting an ultimate, this item will increase your movement speed by 15% or 7.5 seconds. After that, it has a cooldown of 15 seconds before the passive is active again. Bloodlust Axe gives 70 physical attack and 10% cooldown reduction. It also gives you 20% spell bump. Spell bump is like a lifesteal for skills. This item is suitable for heroes that are able to respond their skills. It is also recommended for heroes that are durable and doesn't die easily. I recommend using this item when using heroes that have a nature of good spell bump. War Axe gives 25 physical attack, 150 HP, and 10% cooldown reduction. The unique trait of this item is that the longer you use it, the more damage you'll be able to deal to your enemies. Not only your damage is increasing over time, but your spell bump is also increasing. It has a capacity of 6 stacks. and when you reach it, you will be able to deal 10% true damage according to base damage of your stack. The additional true damage is beneficial against enemies who are using Wind of Nature. This item is recommended for heroes that are able to participate in battles for a long period of time, because those types of heroes are more likely to utilize the passive of this item. Hunter Strike gives 80 physical attack and 10% cooldown reduction. When you use this item, it will enable you to have 50% extra movement speed whenever you hit your enemies for 5 times in a row. This item is good when using heroes that are capable of infinite techniques. It is also a good item when facing against enemies that are hard to chase. Endless Battle gives 650 physical attack, 260 HP, 10% cooldown reduction, 8% for good lifesteal, and 5% movement speed. What I like about this item is whenever you use a skill, you will be able to deal true damage to your enemies on your next basic attack. Also, when you trigger that effect, it will grant you a little bit of movement speed. I recommend this item when using heroes that are able to use skills. That way the item will be enhanced. Because of the true damage capability, this item is also a good counter for enemies that use Wind of Nature, since it only makes the enemy immune to physical attacks. Sea Halberd gives 80 physical attack and 25% attack speed. Whenever you face enemies that are capable to heal drastic amounts of HP, or enemies that have a huge amount of shield, this is the right item to pick. Using this item will enable you to reduce your enemy's shield and regeneration capabilities by half or 3 seconds. Also, when an enemy has higher extra HP than you, it will increase your damage by 8% against them. Rose Gold Meteor gives 60 physical attack, 30 magic defense, and 10% lifesteal. Whenever your HP reach below 30%, this item will give you a shield and increase your movement speed by 50%. This item is good when trying to be a little defensive because it will make you more durable without needing to sacrifice your slot for defense item. This is very beneficial when you have a lot of burst type enemies. Blade of Hepis gives 70 physical attack and 250 HP. This item is very suitable against enemies that are squishy. If no damage was taken or dealt within 5 seconds, your next basic attack will deal a lot of physical damage and slow the target for 1.5 seconds. This item is perfect for heroes that have basic attack. Examples are Natalia, Nolan, and Kali. Malefic Roar gives 60 physical attack. The unique passive of this item is that it will make you deal more damage against durable enemies. I recommend buying this item when facing against enemies that typically needs armor. The more physical defense they have, the more physical penetration you get. Blade of Despair gives 160 physical attack and 5% movement speed. The main idea of this item is that whenever your enemy's HP reach 50%, the item will increase your damage by 25%. With that, it means this item is good for finisher type of heroes or assassins. It is also very effective against squishy heroes because making their HP below 50% is actually not that hard. Even though it is a good item, it is the most expensive on the list, so I don't recommend building this early on in the game. Lastly is the Power Potion. It grants 30 physical attack and 15% lifesteal for 2 minutes. That's it.